Wait till you see my heart on my sleeve. It's been there for days on end, and it's been waiting for you to open up yours too, baby. Come on now. I'm trying to tell you just how I like to hear the words roll out of your mouth finally. Say that it's always been me that's made you feel a way you've never felt before. And I'm all you need, and that you never want more than you'd say all of the right things without a clue. But you'd save the best for last, like I'm the one for you. You should know that you're just a temporary fix. This is not rooted with you. It don't mean that much to me. Oh, just a filler in the space that happened to be free. How dare you think you'd get away with trying to play me? Yeah. Why is it every time I think I've tried my hardest, it turns out it ain't enough? You're still not returning love, but what am I supposed to do to make you want me properly? I'm taking these chances and getting nowhere, and though I'm trying my hardest, you go back to her, and I think that I know things may never change. I'm still hoping one day I might hear you say I make you feel the way you've never felt before. And I'm all you need, and that you never want more than you'd say all of the right things without a clue. But you'd save the best for last, like I'm the one for you. You should know that you're just a temporary fix. This is not rooted with you. It don't mean that much to me. Oh, just a filler in the space that happens to be free. How dare you think you'd get away with trying to play me? Yeah, 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 yeah. But despite the truth that I know, I find it hard to let go and give up on you. Seems I love the things you do, like the meaner you treat me, the more eager I am to persist with this heartbreak running around. And I will do until I find myself with you and make you feel a way you've never felt before. And I'm all you need, and that you never want more than you'd say all of the right things without a clue. And you'll be the one for me, and me the one for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hot crowd tonight. Yeah. It's us. This fucking show. It's us. This is all it is. Hey. Thank you guys for coming out. This is the first one that we're doing of this Max Capacity Comedy. Yeah, so good things. Good things are coming about. Actually, I looked at my calendar. As of tomorrow, I'm officially 10 months clean, so I got that going for me. Yeah. Yeah. Except for like weed and alcohol. That's not even worth it. Smoke a lot of weed now. I quit for a long time because the paranoia got to be too much. Like, there was a moment I thought my house was haunted. It just turned out the radio was on. Really made me question my atheism. It's a frightening feeling, right? Like you're sitting in the dark, you hear a voice in the corner, you're just thinking, oh God, I gotta call Mom and tell her she's right. My drug of choice was Coke, or when I hit that first milestone of 100 days clean, I was so happy I wanted to celebrate with Coke. Some real AA shit to realize. Yeah, just because you're not doing it doesn't mean you're not a junkie, stupid. Yeah. I would say I was a functioning drug addict. I've differentiated between two. There's a drug addict and there's the functioning drug addict. The difference is that a drug addict is someone who's hooked on a substance and they're killing themselves. They're making life difficult for themselves and everyone around them. A functioning drug addict is the same thing, but they pay for their own shit. Basically boils down, or it's just, Dorian is a fucking asshole and he's killing himself, but man, can he hold down a job. There's something to be admired to that, and I think people strive. If you were to strive for any kind of drug addict, that's the one you'd want to be. People would not mind being Matthew McConaughey in Wolf of Wall Street. Nobody wants to be Pookie from New Jack City. I should probably close on a better joke, but I'm not gonna. I have a habit of putting my foot in my mouth in my comedy. It's actually a recurring thing throughout my life. Like one time I got kicked out of Sunday school because I kept arguing that bad Satanists get sent to heaven. I think that's good enough. All right, you guys ready to get this show started?
All right. Yeah.
Your next comic, he's great. He helps run a room over at Front Street Dive called Wanker Wednesdays / the First Friday Comedy. Please give it up for Toscani Rodriguez.
For those of you that don't know me, you might look at me and be like, Toscani, that's a weird name. Toscani Rodriguez, what is he? Is he Italian? Is he mixed? Is he a genie? What's up? What are those pants? I don't understand. It's too much ethnicity. I'm Puerto Rican, so now you know. And I got my name because my parents named me after a Steven Seagal movie. And that's the complete truth. They named me after a movie called Above the Law. And that's fine, you know, that's like whatever. But I think it's kind of silly to name your kid after an action movie, you know? Like, I love The Matrix. Like, I would never name my son Agent Smith. Like, that's just absurd. It's like, what if that kid wanted to grow up and be in the FBI? Then he'd be Agent. That's just silly. I don't. Like, what if he was in the FBI for a really long time? All the young cops would just make fun of him, and they'd be like, "Hey, look, there goes that old agent." Then, like, what if his mother was Asian? They'd be like, "There goes that old agent." Then, like, what if he was born in Louisiana? They'd be like, "There goes that old Cajun agent." All right. Did you guys know that 1 in 10 babies are born in a full Adidas tracksuit? Do you understand? Do you understand what being Serbian is? It's, we need to stop it. I took my little cousin to go play darts one day, and he came out driving a Sticksha Subaru, and I was like, how did this happen? I don't know. Did you guys know that midgets are the only people you can rob with clue pieces? Did you know? You hold the revolver piece up, and he's like, get that sword off away from me. You're like, give me your gold. And he I don't know, he disappears, I don't know. I grew up with a single mother who hated to cook. So essentially, I was raised to believe that lean cuisine was food. You understand? Like, I seriously thought that the food pyramid was just a packet of lean cuisine with like some hot dogs on it and a can of SpaghettiOs on the top. Like, I thought that was what I thought food was supposed to hurt. Does that make sense? How do you know when you're full? When it burns. That's how you know. You had a good meal. I've been seeing a lot of these urban samurai around the city. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Urban samurai. It's when a dude has a man bun, but no gun to kill himself with. You ever seen that? I wish I had one so bad, dude. I'm just jealous. Do you guys ever think that all chickens, just always agree with each other? Does that make sense? Like, hey guys, we all agree, we're just gonna sit around and lay eggs, right? And they're like, yeah, dude, that's fucking what we do. We're chickens. And there's gonna be like one rebel chicken somewhere, like, they're raising us for food. And they're like, burn the witch. We rock our heads forwards and back. That's what a chicken is. Yeah, I never got what made somebody a nerd. I never really understood that, because it seems like to be a nerd, you just have to really be into something, you know? But like everybody's really into one thing, you know? Like some people are really into Star Wars, some people are really into Star Trek, some people are really into leaving racist Pornhub comments. Like everybody's got, you've got your hobbies. But you never heard somebody go like, hey, I heard that kid's really into eating pussy. We should go fuck with him. Like, hey, where you going to eat some pussy, you pussy? Diversify your activities, nerd. Don't put yourself in a box, man. It's just, you know, bullies are trying to motivate you. That's what I'm trying to... so I live in an all-Latino neighborhood, but I don't speak fluent Spanish, so it gets me into trouble. Like, the other day, I had to go get my car fixed, and the mechanic came out, and he was like, hey, ¿qué tú quieres, papi? And I was like, well, I don't know what the side said. I got really nervous, and he was like, tú eres Latino, no? And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. My pants were getting higher, and I had glasses in this moment. It was really embarrassing, you know? And it's wrong that, like, you know, Puerto Rican don't speak fluent Spanish, right? But it's also wrong that these mechanics move to North Philadelphia and don't speak dirt bike. Do you understand? It's like older Latino men, it's, you know, they're the ones that have a problem with it. But his son came out and he was like, yo, bro, can I help you? And I was just like, ooh, ooh. And he's like, I know exactly what you need. It's fine. We were able to communicate. Walk around the city a lot. And I don't know, maybe you guys have like seen these signs. There's like stop signs that say stop rape. Have any of you seen that? It's if you go by 60 more, there's one that says that. And that's a good message. Everybody can get behind that. But that means that whoever put that sticker there just had a sticker that has a rape on it. But that sticker's been there for a really long time, and I was thinking like it's gotta be somebody's job to like clean up, you know, messed up stop signs. But then I thought, well, nobody wants to be the guy. They're like, yo, Steve, go pick off the rape sticker, and he's like, Jesus, all right. And he's gonna be there picking off the sticker, and somebody's gonna walk by and be like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? You a fan of rape? And he'd be like, I'm a fan of stop. What are you talking about? I don't know. All right, you guys were so much fun. Thank you very much. Good night.
It's a low budget operation. Not at all. Cool. Yeah, it's professional as fuck. All it cost me was rent. That's what it cost me. I had no money for rent. I've been eating lentils for the last 3 months. It's, I'm good at being poor because I just season it differently every day. Your next comic helps run the mic at Patty Wax. It's every Tuesdays here in Philadelphia. Please give it up for the wonderful Maddie McLennan.
Yeah.
You guys, I just learned that I can't put my dog in a dog show because he's neutered. And apparently neutering your dog is just like cutting the tags off your Beanie Baby. I wanted to start with a feel-good joke. I feel like that's a really good feel-good joke. You know, because it hits like the big 3 feel-good qualities. Dogs, 90s nostalgia, testicles. All right, so now for the real shit. There are some dreams you have to give up on. Yeah. Like, I know that just no matter how hard I try, or how desperately I want it, I'm never gonna be hot enough to give up free Red Bull. It's okay though. Oh, it's okay. My self-esteem is okay. It actually got, my self-esteem got a lot better around like 2009, I would say, when I began to identify as quirky. 'Cause I'm not like cheerleader hot, right? I'm like, my favorite animal's a narwhal hot. I went to super Catholic all-girls high school, like seriously, it was like crazy. The name of the school was Divine Savior Holy Angels. Yeah, totally serious, you can look it up. It's real, there's a website. We abbreviated it DSHA, so the public school kids, they called us Dick-Sucking Hoes of America. Totally serious, it's real, there's a website. Look it up. So I got into performing because I used to work at Paint and Sip Studio, like also called like Paint with a Twist or like a painting party. The thing where like people come and like drink and you teach them a little like 2-hour painting class. Like if you've never been to one, maybe you've seen on social media. If you have any friends who are like a little bit basic, and they posted a picture of them with like 5 other women and they all have the exact same painting. It's just like our personalities. Well, I taught the classes, and I would love to give you guys just like a little sample of what that's like. But what I'm going to need from you is for all of you to pretend that you're middle-aged women who are blackout drunk on white wine. Can you do that?
Yes.
Hi, ladies! Hey! Welcome to Paint and Get Turned Studio, where you get wasted so my art degree isn't. Tonight, I'm going to be walking you through this beautiful painting of two kittens having a tea party under a rainbow and a field of wildflowers while they wear big floppy hats. Oh, it's my job to tell you it's art. It's art! Please keep in mind, if you're feeling frustrated with your painting at any point during the night, that is a self-esteem issue that you brought with you to the class. It's really not that hard, and it really doesn't matter. Oh, I don't work there anymore. Now I have a job where I work from home, which I highly recommend to any degenerate. Yeah, I'm saving a fortune on gas and deodorant. And the only time I ever have to wear business clothes is when I go to the doctor to ask for more Adderall. Yay! But obviously I want to do like the showbiz thing. I want to perform to people in apartments. and you know, like, but I don't mean to be shallow. Like, I don't want to go into show business just because I want to be famous, right? Like, I really sincerely want to see what I could achieve with all that extra pressure to be thin. Being a woman's really important to me. Like, if I were to describe my personal brand in 5 words, it would be Kesha meets the bell jar. Or like female Eminem. I'm working on it. I don't know. So obviously I went to the Women's March. Did anybody else go to the Women's March? Yeah. It was an incredible experience. Right? Like, I left with an entirely new profile picture. But like, there's some ways that I'm not that feminine. I've had zero interest in giving birth ever since I watched that scene in Aliens. And I actually don't get my period anymore because I'm mentally stronger than most women. I still do have to buy tampons though, because I think it's kind of annoying to carry around a flask. Right, ladies? Right, yeah. Don't worry about me. Don't worry. I promise I'll start taking my drinking problem seriously as soon as it stops being funny and cute. Alright, thanks guys. I'm Maddie McClendon.
Please give it up for Matt Byrne.
Oh yeah, baby.
When I was a kid, my dad used to play a lot of drinking games. He would play this one game where he would take a shot and then beat the shit out of me. Your dads ever play those games? I was watching this documentary about Jeffrey Dahmer. You guys have heard of Jeffrey Dahmer, right?
Yeah.
You know, the guy who eats people?
Yeah.
The guy who's cool? I was watching the documentary, and all his neighbors were saying how charming he was. They're like, oh, he's such a charming guy. And they're right. Like, you know how charming you have to be to eat multiple people in Wisconsin? There's 7 people in Wisconsin. This room is just Wisconsin. And they're all like 700 pounds. And he was just like lugging, like, you know how hard it is to just like lug like a 600-pound man and like drag him to the woods? It's a difficult task. This guy was an alpha. This guy was alpha as fuck. He used to fuck straight married men. You know how alpha you have to be to fuck a straight married man and then put him in your freezer? It's the most alpha move ever. He should have been president. Like people say Obama's cool. Yeah, was he cool enough to eat people? I don't think so. Nobody's that fucking smooth. I have a girlfriend now.
Hey.
We're watching the news, and Kevin Hart was caught cheating on his wife, his pregnant wife. Even better. So she was like, Matt, if you ever cheated on me, I would cut your dick off. And we both laughed, because let's be real here. If I cheated, she would just cry and then do nothing about it. You know, the thing everybody does when they get cheated on? I used to wrestle, and like, as a joke, I would just get hard. You guys ever do that? Just as a bit, I would just get hard. Yeah, we'd play strip poker, and whenever you lost a hand, you'd have to suck everyone's dick. That's the law of strip poker. Yeah.
A lot of people say that you shouldn't fuck your cousin. And by people, I mean the cousin I'm trying to fuck. You know, I don't think it's that bad to fuck your cousin. Because can you imagine how much better family reunions would be if you could just get pussy at them? It'd be phenomenal. Just get your dick sucked like right next to the pool. You're fucking badass. And you're not gonna like this next part, but but like if you have sex with your cousin and get them pregnant, your child will have special needs. And what's more noble than raising a child with special needs? It's the most noble thing. Noble. When I was a kid, my dad told me to stop being a pussy, which is a weird thing to write in a birthday card, but oh fuck, I gotta close strong here. I was watching the show Basketball Wives. If you've never seen the show, it's a show about NBA players' wives living lavish lifestyles. I think there should be a show called WNBA Husbands, where they just show guys working. Like they just show people interviewing all the husbands and shit. They'd be like, "How does it feel to be married to a WNBA star?" And they'd be like, "I don't know. I'm with a client right now." All right, that's my time. Thank you guys very much.
Next topic is one of my favorites. He is the co-host of Coward Hour. Please give it up for Lemaire Lee.
Yeah.
You guys think Dorian's neighbors are sick of this shit? What's up? It's only us. we can be loose. We can have fun, right? Yeah. You guys are from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Did you come here from Connecticut today? No.
Thursday.
Thursday. How long are you here for?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Are you driving back or?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Heck yeah, that's nice. Did you guys just come to hang out in Philly?
That's what we do.
Where you guys like, we're trying to get that realistic hobo pee smell.
Have you been to New York?
Oh, no. New York smells like pizza and cheese. Philadelphia has the best pee smell. like if pee smell was a cologne, it'd be from Philadelphia. I like drugs. I guess alcohol is a drug. I like drugs because like they change the difficulty of life. Do you know? Like some days you're like, I want a easy life, so you get high and you're like, oh, life is a little bit easier now. Everyone's easier to handle. And then some days you're just like, let's play this night on hard mode, and you just get drunk. Then everybody's a little bit meaner. You're a little bit more vicious. It's like, I didn't start smoking weed until I was 25, and that's because no one asked me. Like no one asked me. No one asked me to smoke weed. All my friends were high, and they'd be like, "Oh, Lemaire's always high," and I would have to correct them. Like, sorry, friends, I am not always high. My eyes look this way because of my fat cheeks. That's why. Just correcting them, letting them know. Dorian has a lizard in there, and we were getting high before, so I looked at I finally understand why like stoners love lizards, you know, because like. What is a lizard but the stoner of nature? Like, cause a lizard's general demeanor is just like, I don't know, man. I just want to lay across this hot rock, and then. I like the way Italian people get to eat food, because when Italian people eat food, they eat it as a family, and they get to like, reminisce about the past, you know, like, oh, this spaghetti's so good. It reminds me of my grandmama Mia on the Isles of Sicily while rolling weed on the gondola and singing songs about love. And then after working a 9 to 5 at the Ferrari factory, she'd come make us a great dinner and mozzarella rigatoni. You know the goofy way we say those words. R.I.P. Grandmama Mia. You can't eat food the same way as like a black person. Like you can eat your food with your family, but like the feelings are different. Like the reminiscing's different. You're like, oh man, these greens are so good. They're so good. They remind me of the massa getting all the good parts of the pig. It's like, not the same feeling. I like to think about like time travel, like when a good time would be for me to go to, and I always think like when the time would be when being fat meant being wealthy. That's my time. That's where I'd shine, baby. But I wouldn't go back as me, because if I go back as me, everybody'd be like, "Wow, what a wealthy slave." Is he stealing food? Let's get him. And then it's just me riding away on a really fat donkey. Thank you. I'm gonna let you folks know how fat this donkey is. Let me tell you. This donkey's so fat, its arms and its legs are on its side, like a balloon. And then the only way to ride it is to bounce it across the forest. Yeah, it has broken ribs, of course. But it's my fat donkey, and I'll love it until I have to get a new one. I wish I cared about animals like white people do. I don't know. White people would turn anything into a pet. Like, you know, I got this friend. I don't get pet rabbits. That's like some shit. What the fuck you gonna? What's a pet rabbit for? Just gonna put in glass. Like, the rabbit needs to dig holes and be free. The rabbit needs to fuck real fast. You have to act like you care about animals when you use online dating. But I don't give any shits about animals. Like, my boss had a dog that got cancer 15 times. Yeah. And she paid for it to get fixed every time. And it costs $1,500 every time. That's so much. Because, like, even after a person gets cancer twice, the doctor's like, sorry, man. There's nothing I can do. The cancer wants you more. You're mostly cancer now, so you gotta take this. Gotta take this. I don't know. My grandma had breast cancer, and I was just ready to, like, let her go. Thank you guys. That was my time.
All right, your next comic is hilarious. He is the other half of the Coward Hour. Please give it up for Brendan Crick.
This is a fun show. Round of applause for Dorian putting this together. Yeah. I'm meeting a girl later, and I lied to her about what this is. She was like, "Oh, you're on a show?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Is it a comedy club?" I was like, "Oh, it's actually at a theater." Seats like 1 million people. Very famous. I'm on Tinder right now, which wasn't the plan, I'll tell you. That was not the plan. I keep seeing this quote on there: "If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best." And I was thinking about this, and my worst is blackout drunk vomiting in a gutter with my dick exposed. And my best is just the same thing, but I'm also wearing a tie. So if you can handle me at any point, you deserve better. Shoot for the stars is what I'm saying. Don't fuck me. Certainly not. That's the message of all my comedy sets. Trying to make financial goals right now. Here's my new financial goal. I want to be able to afford to live in a neighborhood where I don't just find crack. Like, there doesn't have to not be crack, but I want to have to look for the crack. Like, this sounds made up, but I swear it happened. A couple weeks ago, me and my roommates, we opened our front door, and on our front stoop was just a baggie of crack. And my one roommate got really excited, and he's like, "Ah, sick, Coke." And he picked it up, and he's like, "Aw, it's crack." And he threw it back down. It's another financial goal of mine, is I want to be able to afford to live with men who don't 100% know the difference visually between Coke and crack. And isn't that kind of fucked up, too? The fact that he was like, hey, it's drugs. Oh, it's not white people drugs. That's privilege. It's white privilege right there. It's despicable. I realized recently, for some reason, I exclusively attract women who are into really rough, violent sex. Which is unfortunate, right? Because look at me, I'm a small coward. I'm just a tiny, weak-willed man. I don't know how to dominate women sexually. I don't know how to hurt them or whatever you do. Is that what you do? I don't know. I don't know how to do that. One time, I was having sex with a girl, and she said, I want you to slap me across the face as hard as you possibly can at the moment that I least expect it. So I did it over breakfast the next morning. She didn't expect that shit at all. I was at work and my coworkers, they were discussing the buffet restaurant Golden Corral. And they said, hey, Brendan, have you ever been to Golden Corral? And I just blurted out, I go alone! Which is not how you win friends and influence people. I'll tell you that. But they were like, why do you go to Golden Corral alone? And the reason that I go to Golden Corral alone is because I do a little bit of stand-up comedy on the side, and I like to sit in a shitty chain restaurant alone and write jokes in my phone while eating bad food. It's like a comforting ritual. But I didn't want my coworkers to know that I do comedy, because then they might Google me and find it, and it'd be real bad. They're like, why do you go to Golden Corral? And I just said, I go there to think. They're like, what? What do you go there to think about? And I couldn't come up with anything that sounded good, so I was like, I just go there to think about, like, really deep shit. You know, like unsolved mysteries. Pangea. Just real deep shit. I do go to Golden Corral alone. Nothing excessive. Just the amount of times that you probably do, like 3-4 times a year. And every time I do, because going to Golden Corral is such a profoundly sad experience for everyone but you who has to see you doing it, I just want to pretend that it's my birthday. Right? Just like shuffle up to the host stand wearing khakis and a windbreaker and a tucked-in Bazinga t-shirt. Just looking like the saddest, most neutered man who's ever lived. I just want to just like walk up to the host stand and just say, hi, it's my birthday. I'm alone, and I don't know if you sing a song, but I would like for you to sing a song, please. And then just cut to me sitting at the table all alone with all the Golden Corral employees circled around me singing the most uncomfortable hostage situation happy birthday that's ever been sung, just wondering, like, is this going to be the last song this guy ever hears? Because that's too much pressure on me, I think. I don't think that's fair. And then just as they finish the happy birthday, I want to shed one tear into my plate of 100% mac and cheese. And they will not ask me why I'm crying, but I will tell them. I'll just be like, I'm sorry, it's my birthday, and I'm alone here. You know, and me and my wife, we would come here on my birthday. Well, both of our birthdays, really. This was kind of our spot. Golden Corral, we would come here, and I just thought that if I came here, that it would make me feel better. But just just they say every day gets a little bit easier, but it doesn't. You know, some days are harder. It's harder than the one before. It keeps getting harder. They don't tell you that, and just like they still have her shampoo there in the shower. I can't throw it out. And, I wake up in the middle of the night and I turn to say something to her and I forget that she's not there. I forget that she's never going to be there again. Just nothing will ever make me able to move on except for a free ice cream cake here at Golden Corral. If you could just. It's all a scam for ice cream cakes. I'll leave you guys with this. I just discovered this new genre of pornography. It's my favorite, and I'm going to share it with you, but I'm going to warn you guys. It has a very aggressive name. So just be ready, okay? It's called Black Ambush Porn. Right? It stings in the ears a little bit. I agree.
Elaborate.
Yes, I will. What Black Ambush Porn is they get a white porn actress and they sit her down, they interview her about what the scene's going to be like. And the whole time, they have a white porn actor chilling in the corner with his shirt off, and it's implied that's going to be the dude in the scene. And then they finish the interview, and they're like, all right, let's bring in the guy. And she's like, wait, isn't that the guy? And they go, oh, no. And then they bring in a black guy, and then they zoom the camera in super tight on her face to see if she's racist or not. At least I assume it's porn. I'm not sure, because I always just come then. I've never watched long enough to see if they have sex after that. All right, that's it for me. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. Seriously, we actually packed this room out. It is literally at max capacity. Yeah. On its first try, like I'm just so glad I had at least 10 people. Thank you. Thank you guys, and nice meeting you too. It's like my friends plus 2 uncomfortable strangers. Please give it up for Satoyo.
Guys, so happy to see so many of you. Clap it up for Dorian, man, doing this. This is very big. I've known Dorian a long time, probably 5 years now I've known Dorian. I used to live in Columbus, Ohio, where I'm from. And a lot of things about Dorian, you know. I know a lot of stuff about Dorian. Dorian has a snake. He has a snake in his room. And he was like, yeah, I'm probably going to bring the snake out at some point. I'm like, not during my fucking set. No, you won't. No, you will not. I am Nigerian. We don't play these games, okay? Show me over real quick with that snake coming out. I met Dorian in Columbus, and they did not like him there. They had no time for this DIY Latin punk rock boy. They had no time for it. They had no time for his spirit. I thought he was delightful. White people, not so much. I'm 33 years of age, and I'm feeling the pressure now. I don't like it. Mom wants me to have kids because she's selfish. She saw me having a good time, saving money, and coming without repercussions, and she was like, no more of that. No. No. No, but she's heard it. She's definitely heard me fuck before. Well, I'll get into it later. Hey, he wanted it to go there, didn't it? No, she talked to me recently. She's like, honey, listen, I gotta tell you something, okay? Having children is one of the greatest things you can ever do in your entire life. I'm not gonna lie. 9 months carrying you in my belly was one of the most stressful things I have ever done. And the moment that you were born until now, there hasn't been a day where I haven't worried. But I've gotta tell you, you are the greatest achievement in my entire life. And I was like, Mama, first of all, that's an awful sales pitch. That's terrible. It's terrible sales pitch. It's awful. I was like, second, how am I the greatest achievement of your entire life? Let me tell you something about this woman. This woman's 61 years old, came here in the 70s as an immigrant from Nigeria, and one time beat my dad's ass in a fight with a Hot Wheel track, all right? My dad was 6 feet 1 inches tall and fought in the Nigerian Civil War, and she whooped his ass. To me, that's far more impressive than having a son who's a comic and thinks that Nickelback is underrated. Do you understand this? Like, a lot of families would disown me off of that information alone. And I don't know that they would be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't be wrong. You know? You can't do, like, and it's like, I don't want to bring it, even if I had a kid, I don't want to bring a kid up in what's going on right now. You know? Did you know that it's no longer acceptable to fuck up a Nazi? Did you know that? Did you know it's now questionable? It's not a definitive. I was born 1984, okay? The year of our Lord and Savior. Came up in Ronald Reagan and Hulk Hogan's America, all right? Back then, you took your prayers, you took your vitamins, you said your prayers, you body slammed a Nazi. It was good, it was clean, it was productive. Now people are like, hey man, you can't just like fuck up someone because of their ideology. And I'm like, bet. Well, can the cops stop shooting unarmed citizens at alarming rates? And they're like, yo, that's complex. Can't do that. I remember I turned 33 in Columbus, and I came back, and I was at a club, and I went up to the bartender, showed her my ID, and she was like, you don't look 33. And I said, shit, I'm black. I better not. Like, are you kidding me? I don't get much, all right? It is. It's wild now being alive at this time. I've got to say, personally, white men here, because you're here, because you're everywhere. I didn't know that white liberal men could get so angry. I didn't know that you guys had it in you. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know y'all had the sauce like that. Welcome. I'm happy you finally arisen. Yes, there's chips and salsa in the back. I didn't know, but I knew shit was going left though when y'all got mad at Yingling last year. I was like, boy. I said, yeah, it's getting tense now. And then y'all went and deleted Uber. I'm like, these niggas going insane. They're deleting Uber. They're losing their minds. They're literally breaking. I root for white people all the time. Like mostly white men. I root for y'all constantly. Mostly as a means of survival. I do. Because if y'all aren't okay, no one is okay. Yeah. People say to me all the time, well, so you can't be like that. You got to think about like black on black crime. And I'm like, okay, dumb statement. But yes, a black person will rob or kill another black person. A white person will destabilize a housing economy. Do you understand this? Okay? It's a different thing. I've been hanging out with gang members. I've hung out with gang members before, Bloods and Crips, and I've seen them get really upset, and I've been like, yo, shit's about to go down. I've also been at a frat party and seen 2 frat boys get really mad, and I'm like, okay, everyone has to leave, or we're all getting sexually assaulted. We've got to go now. That's what's going to happen. We got to go. We got to go. I miss being a teenager a little bit. I do. You know, I miss being able to, like, run quite as fast. I miss being able to masturbate using just my imagination. Miss that one. Miss that one. That's a young man's game, isn't it? Yeah, that was 15-year-old me. Good kid. Quick, some would say even. I tried to masturbate last week using just my mind. Damn near passed out of heat exhaustion. Do you understand this? Like, some of the hardest shit. I used to be I was a nasty boy. I was nasty. I had fantasies. You know, I was a freak John back in the day. I used to have fantasies about black, white, Latin, and Asian women that were naked and consenting. Freak. Okay? Now I have fantasies where the PPA writes me a handwritten apology letter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get a Pico bill that lets me know I got a $60 credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time I got off stage and this woman said to me, hey, good set. And I was very flattered. Had that woman then give me a $100 gift card to Macy's, we fucking go together. You understand that? Like, sexually aroused. You my girlfriend now. Yeah, like, yes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Yes, that's all it takes. I'll show you my Pico bill. I will show you how easy it is for me to love you. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. Hey, listen. You can make a pot of rice too? I'm never leaving. I'm not gonna leave. I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna make it work. I'm committed. I'm here. What do you want? I'll rub your back. What do you want? Man, I can't even. You know what the thing about it is? Like, I sometimes be talking to my mom, and I do. I love my mom. I do. I talk about her a lot because she raised me. But I love my mom and everything. My mom, she's funky though, man. She says weird things sometimes. Recently, I asked her, just out of curiosity, simple question. I was like, hey, mama, what's your favorite color? And this woman looked at me and said, oh, honey, of the blood of Christ. I was like, Mama, I would have also accepted red. This is fine as well. I don't get, no, we were watching a rally, because Trump had just won, and we were watching an MSNBC rally, and she got really upset, and she's like, you know what, honey, I don't get these fucking rallies, and excuse my French, but a bunch of people wake up really early in the morning, they get all dressed up, they drive this location, I bet you parking's probably terrible, they get in there, okay, a bunch of loud music's playing, barely anywhere to sit, I bet you this place probably just wants your money, half those people are probably just there to get laid, and someone gets on stage, promises to make everything better, and guess what, nothing ever gets better, honey, what the fuck? I was like, Mama, you just described your church, okay? You just described your non-denominational church. I work on the main line, and I was talking to a coworker of mine, and I was like, hey man, how you doing? He was like, well, Trump is president, so you know how that goes. And I was like, you haven't answered my question at all. And he was like, no, I'm just pissed off, okay? I'm upset, because there's no more great Americans. And guys, I fundamentally disagree. They're great Americans everywhere, everywhere. You just gotta think about it a little bit differently. Donald Trump, not a great American. right? Boogie Cousins, not a great American. Hey, well, he's man. No. Like, MC Hammer, not a great American. You can't lose $33 million in a year and be a great American. In my humble opinion, I believe that Ice-T is top 5 greatest American, dead or alive, that has ever lived. Top 5, easily. Top 5, easily. Ever lived? Yeah. No, that was intense. I brought you into my world there a little bit. If he's not on your top 5 list, I must say, with all respect, fuck your list. Fuck it. Yeah. Seriously, he's a great American. What other light-skinned black fella you know can grow up with the name Tracy, become a pimp and a drug dealer in the 70s, not get killed or go to jail, then in the 70s, go to the army, go AWOL, not go to prison. Then in the 80s, start rapping, become successful. Then in the late 80s, start a rock group called Body Count, drop a song called Cop Killer that's an underground hit, get dropped by his label, and with all of corporate America looking at him like, what the fuck you gonna do now, Ice-T? Ice-T was like, I'm become a cop on TV. Yeah. Get this Dick Wolf SVU money. Like, that is a great American. That is an amazing man. He impregnated a white woman whose name is Coco. He's one of the best ever. Like, he's one of the best. That's a magic trick. That's like literally it. You guys ever make yourself come so hard you just delete your Tinder account? You ever do this? Like, you just ever be sitting back, make yourself orgasm with such ferocity? You just be like, you know what? I don't need this. I remember one time I did that and I was like, now what can a 25-year-old grad student from the University of Penn do for me that I haven't just done for myself? Like, it can be, you know what I'm saying? It's where, cause, you know, you want to, they say, hey, leave people on a high note. And I don't know if I can do that. See, I don't know if I have it in me. I don't know if I've got it, but I'm going to try. I'm going to muster up the strength. I'm going to explain to y'all and tell y'all the story about the first time I was ever exposed to racism. First time I was ever exposed. It's a heartwarming tale. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful story about passion and forgiveness. I was first exposed to racism when I was 7 years old, which means that for 7 years, I had a good fucking run, okay? It was a good run. 7 years no racism, that is 7 years getting a Comcast bill with their no hidden fees. It's nice, okay? It's nice. The guy who exposed me to racism, he was my best friend at the time. His name was Ricky Williams. And Ricky Williams was really, really cool. He had a crew cut. He had a G.I. Joe backpack. He kind of looked like Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell before Zach Morris knew what a blowjob was. You know what I'm saying? He's a nice kid. And I see him outside, like outside the window of my mother's apartment, and I get really excited. I run outside of her apartment, down the steps, out the door, across the street, run up to Ricky Williams, and give him a great big old hug. Because as a boy born of a Nigerian family, I didn't understand other people's personal fucking space. Okay? The culture I come from, everyone hugged. Boys hugged. Girls hugged. Women hugged. Only the men who cheated on their wives didn't hug. Them niggas shook hands. Okay? I step back and I'm really excited. I'm like, hey Ricky, so good to see you, man. What would you like to do today? We got the jungle gym, we've got the swing set, or we've got the sandbox. I was thinking the jungle gym to start calisthenics, okay? And then we go over into the swing set because we're gonna figure out how to fly. And then we end over in the sandbox because all good things end in the sandbox. I am 7. And he looks at me and he's like, nah man, I can't play with you today. In fact, I can't play with you anymore. And I'm like, well Ricky, why? And he's like, I can't play with you because you're black. And my parents told me I can't play with black kids. Yeah. And dude, in that moment, I was immediately relieved. I was so relieved. I looked at him and was like, oh, Ricky, it's fine. I'm brown. We can totally play. Yeah, ain't no thing. And he's like, no, you're black, and I can't play with you. He's a little forceful this time. And I was like, Ricky, I've got the Crayola coloring set at the crib. I can show you. Like, I'm Dookie Brown, man. And he was like, no, I can't play with you. You're black. No more blackies. Walks over into the sandbox. Motherfucker breaks my heart and walks over into the sandbox. So I did what any 7-year-old man would do. I cried and I told my mom. Told her, because I'm in pain. My mom had just gotten out of the shower and she's wearing nothing but a white towel. She sees me crying, asks me what's going on. I tell her, and I see my mom become red in the face because she's brown like me, and we can do that shit sometimes. And I was like, oh shit. So I ran into my room. My mom runs after me, snatches me out of my room, walks out the door, in her towel, walks down the steps in her towel, walks out the apartment complex in her towel, crosses the street, puts both feet into the sandbox, naked and wet in her towel. The most African thing I had seen in my life up to this point. All she needed was a spear. She bends over, she's like, Ricky, go get your parents. Go get them now. They can spread that filth to you, but they won't spread that to my son. And Ricky's looking at me very scared, and I look at him with tears streaming down my eyes, snot coming out of my nose, and like a G, held up 2 Crayola crayons. One was black, and one was brown. And I was like, do you see Ricky Williams? Do you see I'm the brown one? How dare you not know your color wheel? I am brown. And both Ricky and my mom looked at me and like, yo, what the hell is your problem? Guys, thanks a lot, man. You've been a lot of fun.
Wait till you see my heart on my sleeve. It's been there for days on end, and it's been waiting for you to open up yours too, baby. Come on now. I'm trying to tell you just how I like to hear the words roll out of your mouth finally. Say that it's always been me that's made you feel a way you've never felt before, and I'm all you need, and that you never want more than you'd say all of the right things without a clue, but you'd save the best for last, like I'm the one for you.